Do you know what a still life is? Do you know who Paul Cezanne is? He's the painter that we just looked at, and this is some of his artwork. We're focusing really in on the still life paintings that you can see here. As you focus in on some of these objects, notice the way that he painted them. Let's go ahead and start working on making our own still life, making flat objects appear round or three-dimensional. So let's go ahead and take a background colored piece of paper and add on a brown piece of paper that can be used for the table. On your colored piece of paper, add any kind of design or pattern that you would like to use as your wall or your background for the wallpaper. Any kinds of designs that you want. Try to stick with your oil pastels in black and white. We don't want to draw away too much attention. Moving into the bowl, use the idea sheet that'll give you some different examples of shapes that you can use for your bowl. You can make it as simple or as complex as you'd like. Draw it out on the fold line. Again, you'll notice where my hand is, that's the fold line. Once I've drawn it and cut it, now I have an overall bowl shape that I can use for this project. I'm going to lay that down onto my background. Don't glue it yet. Let's go ahead and start thinking about maybe some different kinds of fruit that we could put into our bowl, into our still life, like Paul Cezanne. An orange, an apple, maybe some grapes, a banana, and just sketch out all of those ideas lightly in pencil first, figuring out what kinds of shapes, what kinds of fruit that you'd like to use for your still life. You can use any of the pictures that I have available. You can use any of the fruit, fake fruit that I have available to help you as you begin your drawing. By all means, you can use your imagination to add on some of your fruit designs as well. Instead of leaving my bowl plain, I thought this whole project is about making things look like solid three-dimensional forms. Cezanne did a really nice job doing that with his paintings. So once you take out some of your oil pastels, let's not only do that with our fruit, but with also the container that's holding our fruit, our bowl. You can use your black and white as well as any oil pastel color that matches your bowl. For example, I used green construction paper, so in my oil pastels, I'm going to be using the tints and shades of my green. White, light green, dark green, and black. This helps my bowl look three-dimensional, even though it's a flat piece of paper. Okay, a couple other things that I'd like to talk to you about today too. Once you've got your bowl set aside and you've got your fruit drawn out, I wanted to show you how to make your fruit look three-dimensional. I took some of my fruit and outlined it with black Sharpie. Once I've outlined it with black Sharpie, just like I did in the bowl, I'm going to be doing the same thing using my oil pastels. You'll notice that I'm drawing or coloring very lightly at first. I'm just going to go ahead and apply a shadow or a darker value onto one side. Notice that when I'm drawing, it's not drawn as a flat, straight line. I'm trying to curve it just like the shape is curved. So in my grapes, I'm trying to make them look like three-dimensional spheres. I'm trying to make them look round. So I started with my black, built into some of my purple, and if they start to mix a little bit, great, that's awesome. So now you can start to see how they're starting to look more 3D. With your white, go on in and start making some highlights to make your fruit look shiny and round. So notice that I've used purple construction paper for my grapes. I'm adding some different value changes to complete my grapes to make them look 3D. I'm going to go ahead and cut these out with scissors, and then I'm going to move into showing you the other fruits at a faster speed. This is going at normal speed. Mrs. Foxen just wanted to take my time and show you how to make your fruits start looking 3D. I want you to use this example, as I've done in my fruit, for all the fruit examples that I have. Okay, let's go ahead and set that aside. and show you some more examples, making things look 3D. Okay, moving into my banana. You'll notice that I grabbed some oil pastels, orange, yellow, brown, black, white, and I've started applying those colors very similar to the way that I'd made my grapes. I'm going to cut that out and set that aside and do the same things for my other fruits. You'll notice that I'm going to go ahead and start making my pear. Just like in the bowl, I used my green, my white, a little bit of yellow, and some black to make these objects look 3D. Same thing when I moved into my apple, and now my orange. My orange might have a little bit of visual texture, so I'm going to go ahead and make some dots or some texture onto my project too. Cutting them out, it'll give me a variety of different fruits that I can arrange into the still life. Let's go ahead and talk a little bit about arranging. When I get started on taking my fruits, you'll notice I'm not gluing anything down yet. I'm going to arrange those fruit pieces onto my paper so that I can visually see what I like, so that I can arrange them, overlap them, and figure out what way looks best to me. Once I found what I like, now I'll go ahead and start gluing down my images onto my paper. Boy, this still life is really starting to come to life. I love the background, the table, the bowls, and how the fruit starts to look 3D. I hope you have fun making this project. Let's take a moment and review. Start out with your background wall and table. Cut out half of a shape of a bowl and start making some fruit, outlining it, and adding value to make your project look 3D. Go ahead and do the same thing for all of your fruits and cut them out. Try to make your bowl look 3D too, using some of those same values. Arrange them in the way that you like, and then go ahead and take a moment and start gluing down your pieces exactly where you want them. I hope you have fun making your own still life creation.